By 2026, China will complete more mega infrastructure projects in a single year than many countries attempt over several decades. We're talking about the fastest passenger train on Earth, a hydropower dam taller than a 100-story skyscraper, entire cities built from scratch, and energy systems large enough to power entire nations. And when you compare this pace to what's happening in the United States, Europe, or even parts of the Middle East, the gap becomes impossible to ignore. High-speed rail elsewhere takes decades. New airports stall for years. Power projects face endless delays, lawsuits, and political gridlock. Meanwhile, China keeps finishing them, one after another. Over the last 15 years, China hasn't just been building roads and bridges. It's been constructing entire systems, national transport networks, continental-scale energy grids, industrial corridors, and brand new cities designed for populations in the millions. By 2026, many of those long-term plans reach a critical milestone. China now adds more solar power in a single year than most countries have installed in their entire history. Its rail projects move populations comparable to entire nations. And its energy infrastructure is sized not for today's demand, but for decades into the future. So how is China able to build so much so fast? And which mega projects are coming online in 2026? The fastest train on Earth, CR450. China already operates more high-speed rail than the rest of the world combined. By 2025, its network exceeds 45,000 kilometers, carrying billions of passengers each year. But in 2026, China isn't just expanding the network, it's redefining speed itself. The centerpiece is the CR450 high-speed train. During test runs, the CR450 reached 450 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest passenger train ever developed for commercial service. Most European high-speed trains operate between 300 and 320 kilometers per hour. Japan's Shinkansen usually runs below 320 kilometers per hour. Even China's current flagship services top out at 350 kilometers per hour. This wasn't achieved through one dramatic breakthrough. Engineers focused on redesigned aerodynamic noses, lighter materials, improved vibration control, advanced braking systems, and higher power efficiency. At speeds above 400 kilometers per hour, air pressure becomes a structural challenge. The result is a train that accelerates faster, runs smoother, and remains stable at speeds that once belonged only to experimental rail systems. But speed alone isn't the real story. The CR450 is designed for long-distance, high-demand corridors, routes like Shanghai to Chengdu and Beijing to major inland cities. On journeys exceeding 1,500 kilometers, the jump from 350 to 450 kilometers per hour cuts entire hours. Overnight trips become same-day travel. For China, high-speed rail replaces domestic flights, reduces fuel imports, cuts emissions, and binds distant regions into a single economic system. In that context, the CR450 isn't a luxury, it's a strategic asset. A new mega airport in the sea. While rail transforms land travel, air transport remains critical for coastal megacities and global trade. In 2026, Chang'an International Airport, serving the coastal city of Xiamen, officially enters service. In its first phase, Chang'an is designed to handle 45 million passengers per year and 750,000 tons of cargo annually. This is a completely new airport built on reclaimed land in the sea. Xiamen's existing airport was boxed in by urban growth. Instead of forcing expansion into dense city space, China built outward, constructing seawalls and creating an artificial island large enough for multiple runways and a massive terminal complex. Inside, the airport relies on biometric identification, automated baggage systems, and AI-based traffic scheduling. Strategically, Chang'an sits directly across from Taiwan and plays a key role in regional logistics. The world's tallest dam. In 2026, China will activate the Shuangjiangkou hydropower station in Sichuan province. At 315 meters tall, it becomes the tallest dam in the world, higher than a 100-story skyscraper. Southwest China depends heavily on hydropower, but recent droughts exposed vulnerabilities. Shuangjiangkou massive reservoir allows water to be stored during wet seasons and released during dry periods, stabilizing power output year-round. Once fully operational, it will generate roughly 3,000 megawatts, enough to supply millions of homes. Built in a seismically active region, engineers used a concrete-faced rockfill design, which absorbs seismic stress instead of cracking. Nuclear power reimagined. In the same year, China activates Linglong-1, the world's first land-based small modular nuclear reactor to reach commercial operation. Located on Hainan Island, Linglong-1 produces about 125 megawatts. Modular components are factory-built and assembled on-site, cutting construction time dramatically. From groundbreaking in 2021 to grid connection in 2026, the timeline is about 5 years. Linglong-1 is designed for smaller cities, islands, industrial parks, and regions that need reliable baseload power. Its passive safety systems allow it to shut down safely without external power or human intervention. Renewables at a continental scale. By 2026, China's renewable energy system crosses a historic threshold. This isn't driven by rooftop panels, it's driven by mega-scale solar and wind bases covering hundreds of square kilometers. One major solar base alone spans over 600 square kilometers. These projects integrate solar, wind, grid-scale storage, and ultra-high voltage transmission lines operating at up to 1,100 kilovolts. In a single recent year, China added over 200 gigawatts of solar capacity. Why 2026 matters? None of these projects appeared overnight. They were approved years ago and built in parallel. 2026 is when those timelines converge. China's approach trades flexibility for execution, accepting higher upfront risk to lock in long-term capacity. That's the real story behind China's megaprojects reaching a turning point in 2026. So now I'll ask you, which of these projects do you think will matter most in the long run? And is this scale of construction a strength or a risk?